Chapter 1: The Importance of Biodiversity. What if I told you that every creature, from the smallest bug to the largest whale, plays a crucial role in our planet's health? Let's dive into the fascinating world of biodiversity. Biodiversity, or biological diversity, refers to the variety of life on Earth across all levels of biological organization, including species diversity, genetic diversity, and ecosystem diversity. This rich tapestry of life forms the backbone of our planet's ecosystems, each species acting as a thread in the fabric of nature. Why is biodiversity so important, you may ask? Well, it's like a mega-team, where each member has a specific role that contributes to the overall success of the team. In the context of an ecosystem, biodiversity boosts productivity. The more species an ecosystem has, the more it can produce. From plants that generate oxygen and provide food, to insects that pollinate flowers, to fungi that decompose organic matter. Every species plays its part in the ecosystem's productivity. Not only does biodiversity enhance productivity, but it also bolsters resilience. A diverse ecosystem is more capable of withstanding and recovering from various disasters. Whether it's a forest fire, a disease outbreak, or climate change. This resilience is crucial for the ecosystem's survival and for the services it provides to us, such as water purification, climate regulation, and even inspiration for our arts and sciences. Moreover, biodiversity is essential for our health and well-being. It provides us with food, medicines, and materials, and plays a key role in controlling diseases. It contributes to our economies through tourism and fisheries, and it even helps shape our cultures and identities. However, this intricate web of life is under threat. Each species lost is not just a loss of a unique life form, but also a loss of the ecological interactions it is part of. With each species lost, we're not just losing a unique life form, but also the intricate ecological interactions it's part of. The loss of biodiversity is like pulling threads from the fabric of life, weakening it, and making it more susceptible to unraveling. Chapter 2: The Dark Motivation. So, what is this dark motivation that's threatening our planet's biodiversity? We live in a world that's beautifully diverse, teeming with millions of species, each playing a unique role in the tapestry of life. However, this diversity is under threat. The culprit? Ironically, it's us, humans. Our actions and choices are the major driving force behind what's threatening our planet's biodiversity. Let's delve into some of the key threats. First up, habitat destruction. As we continue to expand our cities, construct roads, and clear forests for agriculture, we are systematically wiping out the natural habitats of countless species. This destruction, in turn, is leading to a significant reduction in the variety of life on our planet. Next, we have pollution. From industrial waste dumped into our oceans, to the plastic littering our landscapes, pollution is wreaking havoc on our ecosystems. It's altering habitats, contaminating food sources, and directly killing off species. Then there's climate change, a specter that looms large over the entire planet. Rising temperatures, shifting weather patterns, and increasing sea levels are all creating conditions that many species simply cannot adapt to quickly enough. As a result, they're facing the harsh reality of extinction. And let's not forget invasive species. When we transport plants, animals, and even microbes from one part of the world to another, we risk introducing species that can outcompete native species for resources. This can tip the balance of entire ecosystems, leading to a loss of biodiversity. All of these threats are driven by human activities, and they're leading to unprecedented rates of species extinction. The gravity of the situation cannot be overstated. We are in the midst of a biodiversity crisis, and it's happening at a scale and pace that's difficult to comprehend. Our actions are pushing the planet's biodiversity to the brink, and the consequences are far-reaching. But it's not all doom and gloom. We have the power to change course, to reverse these trends. But we must act now, and we must act together. Because safeguarding our planet's biodiversity is not just about protecting other species. It's about ensuring a sustainable future for us all. Chapter 3: The Consequences of Biodiversity Loss. But what happens when biodiversity is lost? Why should we care? Well, the consequences are far-reaching and significant. Biodiversity loss can lead to reduced ecosystem resilience, meaning ecosystems become less capable of bouncing back from disturbances. This can result in ecosystems becoming fragile and less adaptable to changes, such as climate change. And when ecosystems are weakened, they can't perform their vital functions as effectively, leading to a loss of ecosystem services. Ecosystem services are the benefits that we, as humans, gain from the natural environment. They include everything from water purification and climate regulation to soil formation and crop pollination. Imagine a world without these services. Our water would be less clean, our climate more erratic, our soils less fertile, and our crops less abundant. This, in turn, poses threats to human livelihoods and well-being. But the impact of biodiversity loss doesn't stop there. It can also lead to the concept of tipping points. Tipping points are thresholds in an ecosystem that, when crossed, can cause the system to shift into a different state. For instance, the loss of a certain species can trigger a domino effect, causing drastic changes in the ecosystem and leading to the extinction of other species. This is not a scenario from a dystopian novel. It's a reality that we could face if we continue to neglect the importance of biodiversity. The disappearance of one species may seem insignificant, but it can have a cascading effect, disrupting the balance of the entire ecosystem. Biodiversity loss isn't just about the disappearance of certain species or the degradation of habitats. It's about the survival and well-being of all life on Earth, including us, humans. It's about the stability of our economies, the security of our societies, and the sustainability of our development. So, when we talk about biodiversity loss, we're not just talking about an environmental issue. We're talking about a developmental, economic, security, social, and moral issue. It's about our future and the future of generations to come. Biodiversity loss is not just an environmental issue, but a developmental, economic, security, social, and moral issue as well. Chapter 4: Actionable Solutions to Save Biodiversity. The situation is dire, but it's not hopeless. We can turn things around. This is our rallying cry, our call to arms. Biodiversity is our planet's heartbeat, and we, as its custodians, have an arsenal of solutions to protect, preserve, and restore it. One of the most effective solutions is habitat restoration. This involves rehabilitating damaged ecosystems, allowing them to support life once again. Imagine a barren landscape, devoid of the soundtrack of life, being transformed into a thriving habitat, buzzing with the symphony of diverse species. Then there's sustainable agriculture. This is farming that respects the balance of nature, avoiding harmful practices like deforestation and excessive pesticide use. It's about planting diverse crops, reducing soil erosion, and promoting pollinators. Sustainable agriculture is our way of saying thank you to the earth for its bountiful gifts. We should also focus on pollution control. This means reducing the amount of harmful substances we release into the environment. Whether it's plastic waste in our oceans or carbon emissions in our atmosphere. By cleaning up our act, we're not just making our planet healthier, but also ensuring that our ecosystems can flourish. Climate change mitigation is another crucial solution. This involves reducing greenhouse gas emissions and promoting renewable energy. By slowing the pace of global warming, we're giving our planet's species a fighting chance to adapt and survive. But these solutions don't exist in isolation. They require international cooperation, policy reforms, and public engagement. We need governments to enforce environmental regulations, businesses to adopt sustainable practices, and individuals to make greener choices. It's a team effort, with every player holding a vital role. Remember, biodiversity is not just about the number of species on our planet. It's about the intricate web of life, the balance of ecosystems, and the health of our planet. It's about the air we breathe, the food we eat, and the future we want for our children. Biodiversity loss is not someone else's problem. It's a crisis that affects us all. But together, we can write a different ending to this story. Together, we can turn the tide. The fight to save biodiversity is a fight for our future. Chapter 5. Your role in biodiversity conservation. So, what can you do to help save biodiversity? The answer to this question may seem daunting, but the reality is, each one of us has a role to play in preserving our planet's biodiversity. And the good news is, there are numerous practical ways you can contribute. Firstly, consider reducing your carbon footprint. This can be done in a myriad of ways, from making conscious decisions like walking or cycling instead of driving, to larger lifestyle changes such as embracing a plant-based diet or investing in solar energy for your home. Secondly, support sustainable businesses. These are companies that prioritize environmental concerns in their operations. They might be local farmers who practice organic agriculture, clothing brands that use eco-friendly materials, or technology companies that are dedicated to reducing e-waste. By choosing to spend your money on these businesses, you're voting with your wallet for a more sustainable future. Thirdly, participate in local conservation initiatives. This could be as simple as joining a community cleanup, planting native trees in your neighborhood, or volunteering at a local wildlife rescue center. Not only will these activities contribute to biodiversity conservation, but they also provide an opportunity to connect with nature and your community in a meaningful way. Lastly, spread awareness about biodiversity loss. It's a topic that affects us all, yet it's often overlooked or misunderstood. Use your voice to educate others, whether that's through conversations with friends, posts on social media, or even hosting a community event. The more people understand about the importance of biodiversity, the more likely they are to take action. Remember, the fight for biodiversity is not just about saving species. It's about preserving the delicate balance of our ecosystems and ultimately securing a sustainable future for generations to come. Every action counts. Together, we can make a difference for our planet's biodiversity and for future generations.